The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the massive doors groaned open. Ambassador Zixthor of the Krillian Empire had been mid-sentence, his forearms gesticulating wildly as he described the latest human failure in the outer colonies. The assembled delegates, reptilian Saurans, ethereal Luminians, and towering Gorvax warriors, all turned to witness the interruption. Leo walked in slowly, his boots echoing against the crystalline floor. In his arms, he carried something that made every alien in the room freeze. It was a Void Reaper, the apex predator of the Dark Nebula, a creature that had terrorized 7 species into extinction. Its obsidian scale still gleamed with that unnatural shimmer, its 6 eyes now dim in death. The beast's body was easily twice Leo's size, yet he carried it as though it weighed nothing more than a sack of grain. "Apologies for the interruption," Leo said, his voice calm and measured. He laid the creature on the floor before the council's semicircular podium. "But I believe this belongs to you." Anna stepped in behind him, her tablet already documenting the scene. As the human scientific attaché, she had seen Leo return from what should have been a routine diplomatic mission to the fringe worlds. What he'd brought back was anything but routine. Zixthor's mandibles clicked nervously. That is impossible. Void Reapers cannot be killed by conventional weapons. They phase through solid matter." "Conventional weapons, yes," Leo agreed, brushing dust from his jacket. "But humans have never been particularly conventional." 3 cycles earlier, the Council had laughed when Earth requested membership. Anna remembered the humiliation clearly, how Ambassador Zixthor had called humans soft flesh weaklings, how the Soran delegate had questioned whether humanity could even survive without their precious atmosphere and moderate temperatures. The vote had been unanimous. Humanity was deemed too fragile, too primitive, too weak for the galactic community. Then the Void Reapers had appeared. They came from the space between stars, creatures of dark energy and malice. They hunted the galaxy's strongest warriors for sport. The Gorvax, who could bend steel with their bare hands, fell by the hundreds. The Krillians, with their advanced weaponry, couldn't even target the beasts before they struck. Entire outposts went dark. The Council had sent out a desperate call to all species, even the lesser ones they'd previously rejected. Anna had volunteered immediately. Leo, a former special operations soldier turned xenobiologist, had insisted on accompanying her. "How did you kill it?" The Luminian delegate's voice chimed like distant bells, her translucent form pulsing with curiosity rather than her usual condescension. Leo glanced at Anna, who pulled up holographic data from her tablet. The 3-dimensional projection showed the Void Reaper's anatomy, layered with human annotations. "It phases through matter by existing partially in subspace," Anna explained, her tone academic but pointed. "Your species kept trying to fight it in normal space. We simply encouraged it to fully manifest." "Encouraged?" Zixthor's voice dripped with skepticism. Leo smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "Void Reapers are predators. They hunt what they consider dangerous. The more you run, the more you interest them. So I didn't run." The chamber erupted in confused clicks, whistles, and murmurs. The concept was foreign to them, standing ground against certain death. "I studied your encounter logs," Leo continued. "Every species fled or fired blindly. The Reaper never needed to fully manifest because it was never threatened. So when it came for our outpost, I made myself the most interesting prey." Anna picked up the narrative. "Leo stood in an open field for 6 hours, alone, unarmed, just waiting. The creature thought I was prey," Leo said. "When it finally manifested completely to make the kill, Anna hit it with a localized gravity well generator, Earth technology you deemed quaint during our membership review. The Void Reaper had been crushed under its own mass, pulled fully into normal space where it became as mortal as anything else. Leo had finished it with a simple combat knife, the kind human soldiers had carried for centuries." Zixthor's composure cracked. "You used yourself as bait? That's not strategy, that's suicide." "No," Leo corrected quietly. "That's sacrifice. That's what you do when something needs to be done. Humans understand this. Perhaps better than you." Anna stepped forward, her datapad projecting a new hologram, a map of the Dark Nebula. "We've identified 17 more Void Reaper breeding grounds. The threat isn't over, but now we know how to fight them. And what do you want in return for this knowledge?" The Soran delegate hissed, his reptilian eyes narrowed with suspicion. Leo looked at each council member in turn. Nothing you're not already obligated to give. We want our application for membership reconsidered. Not because we're begging, but because you need us. You called us weak, Anna added, her voice steady. You said we were too fragile, too dependent on our narrow environmental needs. But we're the ones who walked into the darkness you all feared. We're the ones who found a way to kill what you called unkillable. The silence that followed was different from before. It was heavy with realization, tinged with shame. The Luminian delegate spoke first. Perhaps we were hasty in our assessment. Perhaps, Leo agreed. But here's the truth you need to understand. Humans aren't strong because we can bend steel or survive in vacuum. We're strong because when something hunts us, we hunt it back. When something seems impossible, we make it possible. And when someone needs to walk into hell with no guarantee of walking back out, he gestured at the dead Reaper. We do it anyway. Zixthor's arms drooped in a gesture Anna had learned meant defeat. The council will reconsider. See that you do, Leo said. He turned to leave, then paused. Oh, an ambassador? Next time you want to call a species weak, make sure you haven't spent the last 3 cycles hiding behind your defense grid while that weak species cleans up your mess. As they walked out of the chamber, Anna allowed herself a small smile. That was perhaps more dramatic than necessary, Leo shrugged. Sometimes the galaxy needs a demonstration. They called us weak. I just showed them what human weakness looks like. Behind them, the Galactic Council began the emergency session that would, by the next solar cycle, extend full membership to humanity. Not out of charity, but out of respect, and perhaps a touch of fear. After all, they had finally learned what humans had always known. True strength isn't about what you can lift or what you can survive. It's about what you're willing to face when everything tells you to run.